Another day of Big Pats Under the Hood. And today, I have just finished the transmission rebuild on my 704 that will be going behind this 468 cubic inch big block Chevrolet that will be going into the 70 Le Mans Sport Coupe that I bought a year ago. Here's the 704. And as you can see, if you don't know, there are two different versions of the first 704. You have one that is the 82 to 86. It does not have this tube. Let me set this down. It does not have this tube right here. This tube right here feeds this auxiliary valve body. And what that does, the first generation 704 did not have a wave clutch in it. So when you go from park to drive, it has a harsh engagement. It's kind of abrupt. You can feel it. In my C10 right there, I have one of those transmissions because that truck is a 1982. And the 700 that came in it is the first one. And it does not have this auxiliary valve body on it. Now, my Monte Carlo, the transmission in it is one like this one. It is an 87 up 704, not a 4L60, because the 4L60 doesn't have this extra snout here in the front for the torque converter. The case looks the same. It looks the same, but you'll know it. It'll be a one-piece case. The first 4L60s are one-piece cases. But when you pull the torque converter, it will not have this extra snout here. It'll be lobbed off. It'll look just like this, minus that snout. So this transmission here, I got it in trade for a 400 transmission because I wanted to put overdrive in all my vehicles. This transmission had water in it and it needed a rebuild. And I have showed you all the step-by-step rebuild of this transmission with buying the clutch kit, and the clutches you can retrofit it up. The 700R4 is the daddy to the 4L60. So you can put 4L60 clutches, you can put the sun shell, which is right here. You can put the sun shell in here out of a 4L60. You can put 4L65 clutches in it. You can do all that. You can make this transmission to however you want it, because the thing of it is that the only thing you need in order to make this transmission go into overdrive is one of two things. You can hook up an electric switch on the side here that you tee into right here. You tee into right here, and that's your fourth clutch. You got third and fourth. You can tee into right here, and that will give you. And you put a normally open 32 psi plug in there, and once this thing goes into third gear, you run 12 volts to the plug, and then you run it over from there to the switch here, which you see you have a yellow and you have a black wire here. You follow these wires over here to right here. You go out to your pin out right here, and you'll see exactly which two wires that it is. You got your black and you got your brown here, and that will run straight into and make it lock up. But as far as strength, you can make this thing stand up between 600, 700, 800 horsepower, depending on how you build it. But it is a great transmission. Now, just found out that for some time now they have been offering a kit in order to remove the tail shaft of a 4L80 And you can also make the 4L80 a mechanical speedometer drive transmission, which is the reason why I didn't use the 480 in either one of them, because I mean I could do a computer and all that stuff like that and put it in there. But I just like the 700R4. I've had really good success with the 700R4. They've been really great transmissions. I know how to rebuild them. The kits for the clutches and everything in the van will run you about $140. It's easy to disassemble, doesn't take a lot of work in order to do it, and it doesn't matter if you have the 87 up, which is external valve body with the cushion clutch in it, or you have the regular one, which I have another one sitting right here, I have another one sitting right here because I have another 454 for another build later on, but I have this 700 right here is a 82 to an 85. And the reason why I know it is because I've had the pan off of it and it doesn't have the external valve body. Doesn't make it a bad transmission. You can do everything to it. Just know that when you go from park to drive, it's going to be abrupt. Reverse, it doesn't do it. Only from park to drive, the shift, you can noticeably feel it. So it doesn't have the ability to have the cushion clutch in it. Let's check out some of the things that I've acquired for the Le Mans. You have starter, alternator, distributor, got a yoke, because I'm going to get a longer drive shaft. We got headers in there. We got tall valve covers, but I don't know if they're going to work. I don't know if those tall valve covers are going to work. This filter here is for full L60. This will not work in that transmission. So I have a 4L60 in storage. This is 700. I mean, this is not going to work for this transmission. As you can see, it's different. See here, and you know it's for a 4L60 because you see it's got the plug in it where you have to knock into the pump. So this won't work. This is a 4L60 only part. It's not for 704, and you can see on it that it tells you it's for a 4L60. The filter looks totally different. So that's gonna have to go out, and that's gonna go in the storage because I can't use it. But I've been working on it, and I have extended the wires on the car. I've been doing wiring because on the Pontiac, the starter sits on the driver's side, and the battery sits on the driver's side. On Chevrolets, the starter, is on the passenger side. The battery's on the passenger side. So I've extended the this high tension wire here will have to go over there because that's what gives power to the fuse box. This here, this purple wire here, used to go right there to the starter. I had to extend it so it can go over there to the starter. And I've also extended the alternator wires to go over there. This car uses an external voltage regulator, which is right here. So I had to extend that wire in order to put that on the back of the alternator. I've got the motor mounts in there set up, set them out. So when I get ready to drop it, I painted the frame and everything. And of course, put PR and everything. It is an AC car. And I have yet decided what type of brackets I'm going to use for the AC compressor. Maybe if I get a good deal on a serpentine setup, I'll do that on there. But initially, just to get it running, I'm going to use the regular or external voltage regulator. And like that, I've bought a radiator for it, 4-quart, dual fan, aluminum radiator. So just been getting everything together to get ready to set the engine in. So now that I've finished the transmission, I'll go on put the cam in the engine, and I need to remove this plug here. I got a plug here I need to remove on the intake manifold because I'm using an Edelbrock Performer. So, see, use an Edelbrock Performer intake, but I need to remove this plug here because I need to be able to put, I need to be able to put the uh, brass bung in here for the temp sensor. Folks, if you ever putting any kind of fitting in aluminum, use brass. Don't put metal fittings in a aluminum intake. Don't do it because it's going to get in there, the dissimilar metals, you're going to have porosity and everything. You're going to have to get this thing out of here. So I'm going to attempt to heat up around the intake manifold so that can open up, and then hopefully I'll be able to get a good bite on this plug here with a pipe wrench and stuff and get it out of there. But just don't do it. Use, this is a brass fitting here. Whenever you're gonna do anything with water, anything like that, use a brass fitting. Don't use these pop metal fittings because they're just gonna come back and bite you in the ass later on. So with everything being said, 700's done. I got a pan for it right here. That's a drain pan uh, that I got from Speedway Motors. I will be using a metal pan, the drain pan, and I'll be using a rubber uh, gasket. And the reason why I'm going to be using a rubber gasket is because when you tighten it down, it won't deform as much. Those cart gaskets, they're going to deform, and you're not going to, it's going to be leaking. So that's what's going to be happening on that. Just want to let y'all know what's going on out here in the shop. If you haven't done so, please subscribe or comment. Let me know what you're working on. And good morning to all of my subscribers and new viewers and everything. Have a great day. Remember, if you don't get out there and start on, it's not going to get finished. Have a great one.